people around us are happily married. We look at our friends, they seem so in love, they seem so compatible. For so many of them, they don't even argue. Is that even normal marriage? Because for a lot of us, that's not what our marriage looks like. Should we be happy? Join us today as Dr. Sean McDowell answers that for us. Today, we are going to answer the question, should I be happy in marriage? Because all we have to do is look around, watch TV, watch some movies, watch The Notebook or Hallmark, and so many people look happily married. They seem so in love and so compatible, but is that actually your married reality? What if you're married and you're actually not even happy at all? So we did a marriage questions conference to actually answer questions just like this, where we spent 8 hours answering almost 80 difficult marriage questions. And this was actually one of the questions. And we wanted to have these questions answered by men who taught the Bible and knew the Bible. And so we brought in Dr. Sean McDowell, Mike Winger, and Alan Parr. And we wanted to have them answer these questions from the Bible. So today's question is, what do I do if I am unhappily married? Dr. Sean McDowell will answer that for us.
I sit there and listen to you and I'm like, that's how marriage should be. But in reality, like we live in this world where there's just sin and I don't find that a lot going on. And even in the churches, we're struggling with stuff like that. So I think a lot of it comes back to, because we have 7 kids, 6 of them are married. And I think when they all got married, they just assumed that this is going to make my life so happy. Like I'm supposed to be happy all the time. And so then they get married and then they start watching TV, like I always say Hallmark, you said The Notebook one time and you're, and you just assume like, well, they're so compatible and they never argue. And so I guess the first question is like, when you're married, should you be happy? I called my daughter the other day, she just got married. And I said to her, I just want to know if you're having fun. And she's like, having fun? Like, we're married. Like, what are you talking about? Like, not that you shouldn't have fun, but I think we get married and we just think it's so, it just becomes really difficult that almost the fun and the happiness goes away. So should you be happy?
Well, I think this is the result of a Disney, Hallmark, Notebook worldview that has infested us and the church, I think, more than we probably even realize. Does God want us to be happy? Well, I think we're going to have to define what we mean by happiness. If happiness means feeling good all the time and we root it in a feeling, yeah, God does care about our feelings. He created us for joy. He wants us to enjoy marriage. Sex as a part of marriage is a gift that he made pleasurable for a reason. We are designed to enjoy marriage. But bigger than that, what's interesting, if you go back to some of the classical Greek worldview, they had something called eudaimonia, and that's happiness. But it didn't just mean how you felt. It was a life of virtue. It was a life committed to something bigger than you that you sacrifice for. And if you did that, regardless of how you felt, you would be considered happy. So don't hear me saying that marriage is grit your teeth, it doesn't matter how you feel, just dutiful. That's not my point. But my point is I think we've approached this through the lens of evaluating a marriage first through how we feel, rather than first through what does God want for me? How do I love another person? And then what's interesting is so often when we approach marriage that way, we have a deeper sense of contentment and happiness that often comes with it.
If this unhappily married sounds a lot like you, I hope Sean was able to help you through that whole process now in your life. If you would like to watch the rest of this session, I'll put a link below. If you want to watch the entire series, you can go to womensbiblestudy.com. Have a really good day.